Is Trials for Navigator really that bad? I wanted to talk about it from my own personal experience. So I played about 4 hours. I did not get through the entire event. So of course my views a little bit skewed on it, but I gotta say some pros and cons about this one because I've seen a lot of people on the fence about it. So first and foremost, I think it's a lot of fun. So just for reference, TN-1, I got to about the second stage. So I did the first stage where you pick your own units. I did the second stage where basically you have like Leonhardt and then you have Cutter and Pinecone, and then they kind of have those guys predestined. You kind of fill in around those, which honestly, I kind of liked it, even though these guys were maxed out of their damn mind. They're strong as hell. I don't play with Leonhardt and I don't play with Cutter. I do have Pinecone E2, so I'm a little bit more familiar with her, but I definitely don't have her decked out. So Cutter is not only insane, but Leonhardt is also insane. He's like just bam bam bam, just delete stuff. And I understand that they're like completely maxed, so to get that cost a lot of resources, but it was kind of cool to see what these units could do. But other than that, I didn't really find TN-1 to be too challenging. Jesselton is kind of an annoying dude, but if you kind of understand the way that his melee and range work in the phases, I don't think he's really that bad, especially if you can able to take out phase 1 relatively quickly before everybody gets out. You don't really have to worry about everybody like breaking free or whatever. And then going into the boat guy, I never really had too many problems with the boat guy. He's just kind of chill. And there wasn't too many of those like kind of ones that drive around the thing that have those like giant things they have to break down and then they turn into walking dudes. So honestly, it wasn't too bad of a structure, and having to kind of like scramble to like restructure your units wasn't too bad, honestly. Just from the CCs we played, there's a lot of times where you kind of have to do that, and it wasn't too bad when you're just going from like one map to the other map. But when I did TN-3, it was a little bit of a change. Now if you're wondering why did I only do stage 2 of TN-1 and then skip to TN-3, that's because I seen Mudrock, Manfred, and then I seen the last Steam Knight. So I actually haven't gotten to the last Steam Knight. I've never played against him because I'm not on episode 11. I think I'm halfway through episode 9. So I was like, okay, I got to see what these guys do, because Manfred only, man, his cannons are very annoying. I know Mudrock has her golem and that's kind of annoying, and then taking the tower. So I was like, I got to try this one before I had to hop off, because I didn't have too much time to stream, and I don't have too much time to stream the event. So unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be able to play the rest of it, but I had to hop on that one because I knew it was going to be difficult. So we went through the first stage where you pick all your own units and stuff like that, and man, do I gotta say, I was on my last leg like every single second. So we went through Mudrock and Manfred a couple of times to kind of get the idea, mainly because the towers, a lot of people are saying to link the golem. I couldn't link the golem because I don't know, I had pride or something. No, mostly just because I just knew that I could kind of kill him. So I went ahead and threw the kitchen sink at Mudrock and the golem, and I was able to barely clear that, and then turn around and go against freaking Manfred with his dumb cannons. Now the cannons actually weren't that bad. Maybe I was just kind of used to the CC cannons where they're buffed out of the max and you cannot tank them because you're basically gonna die. Now these ones are a little bit more tame. I could tank a couple with them on Mudrock, and even my mountain was able to tank a couple shots later down the road when we went to the last Steam Night, and so it wasn't too bad. But I was then again, I was on kind of like the brink of trying to, you know, obviously restructure everything with the cannons, let alone to make sure my block count was right so I could hit Manfred to get his stupid dodge thing going away, and just kind of at my last leg to finally beat that dude. And then it shifts over and I'm like, oh yeah, I still gotta fight the last Steam Night, and I have no idea what he does, because at that point I hadn't gotten to him and I've never played against him. So I was like, I don't know what this dude does. So I just started kind of smacking him. Then I realized the cannon was still there, and I'm like, damn, the cannon's still here. Now, like I said, the cannon's not really that bad. I had mountain take it a couple of times and then just kind of mess around with some of the other stuff, and it wasn't too bad. Now, obviously, I felt like I got a little bit lucky just to kind of understand the missiles and how that kind of plays into it. So I won't talk too much about that because I don't know if that's spoilers for a lot of you guys, but basically having 2 different gimmicks to kind of go through is kind of a challenging thing, especially when you're just on your last leg and you have to regain all your, you know, deployments, and now you have increased DP on all your units because you just used them 2 other times on the map. And honestly, that was a lot of fun. Now, like I said, I didn't play a lot of the kind of harder modes on TN-3, and I know there's a TN-4 that has Emperor Blade and Tallulah, and not even like regular Tallulah, right? She's like the, I can't remember, is it like Black Snake or something like that, like the more like insane version of Tallulah. But honestly, a lot of people said that she wasn't really that bad. Oh yeah, and then you got that guy that from Laterano that can dodge everything. Okay, I know he's on there too. So obviously I didn't get to the hardest thing, but I honestly like the structure of it. I like kind of be like against the wall, and I feel like I haven't had a lot of that. Even in the CCs, I only usually go to risk 18 on CC, so it's not really like too much of a smash your head against the wall type of thing, honestly, at this point. But I like kind of being back against the wall and trying to figure out what you're going to do the next step and the next way. Now, I don't know if I feel that way if I'd done this stage a couple of different times. But honestly, I had a lot of fun with this one. I kind of regret the fact that I didn't try the first time because I did not play Trials for Navigator when it first came around, so I wasn't too familiar with the game mode and how it was going to kind of work. But I do like the structure. I do wish I kind of had a little bit more freedom, maybe kind of like a CC thing where I can kind of pick different risks and stuff like that. There's a little bit of custom involved because you can pick your own buff for your characters, which is kind of nice, but you kind of get stuck with whatever they choose to give you, and that's kind of like the challenging part, obviously. But I can kind of see why people would get kind of frustrated with it. But honestly, I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was cool to learn the gimmicks, and just having to kind of restructure yourself over and over again was a lot of fun. And I think that it's just one of those modes that if they tweaked a little bit and made it a little bit more, I don't know, customizable in some sense, or a little bit less tedious. I kind of didn't like going through like the same stage like 3 or 4 times. I kind of get it, but at the same time, I kind of wish it was just like a 2-stager and I can move on to the next one, especially since we have so many of them. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments about this one. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you just do it because you wanted to get the rewards and moved on and that was it? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your night, guys. Peace.